go grin on my face. Like, you're just talking. I'm just sitting here like,
yeah. Yay.
It's just been a Packer team that I have not seen in so many seasons. And even at the time to where they were their best, it was still not enough and coming short. So we'll try not to get too giddy, because we all, was trying not to get too giddy about the Arizona Cardinals. And I was just waiting for that hit, that punch in the stomach. So I'll, continue to just let it sail and see where it takes the Packers. But they're just on fire. I'm excited to see and how much further they can make it and into the playoffs. And hopefully, I'm talking ahead of myself, but one of those teams that has contention to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
and Joe, my good on Sunday was the Buffalo Bills. The way they had a 28-3 lead over the Los Angeles Rams. They pretty much gave that up, but they stayed within themselves, and Josh Allen led them down for a 35-32, another dramatic victory over the Los Angeles Rams. That was my good. That showed the progression of Josh Allen. This young man has taken the Buffalo Bills, and now with Tom Brady gone, could the Buffalo Bills be the class of the AFC East now? If he can stay healthy and avoid injuries, and they can play consistently. Sean McDermott's done a phenomenal job since he's gotten there in Buffalo. Another guy just like Matt LaFleur. Those young men have come in there, and they've turned those organizations around. And I'm so proud that the Buffalo Bills are back on the uptick again. So let's see what the Buffalo Bills can do now that Tom is gone. But still, Cam Newton is doing his thing in New England. So the Patriots are not ready to give it up yet.
Yeah, Patriots still have a shot, with
sure they do.
Cam, a big one. They're playing good. They're not playing so bad. So keep an eye out for the Patriots.
That was a good win on Sunday. Good win over the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, that was good.
But on Sunday, they've got a huge test. They've got to go to Arrowhead and take on the world champions. So that'll be a true test to what the New England Patriots are if they can come out of Arrowhead Stadium with a victory. That's a hard place to win, and that is going to be that's going to be a true test. Let's see what Cam can do against the $500 million man.
Yeah, let's see what happens there. But, like you said, and we've said it before, and we also said it in our NFL earlier in the year with when Tom Brady left New England and went to Tampa, that now the Bills have a potential shot in being the team. So we're seeing it, and they have, the roles are reversing and things like that. So, but yeah, it's a battle to see what's going to happen throughout the season with these two. Another thing that happened with NFL, and it's happening now, is an outbreak. So we have the Titans, 9 players have tested positive. So I don't know if that number has changed since I last looked at that breaking news. But
Joe, I believe it was 8 players. It was 8 personnel, 3 players and 5 personnel with the Tennessee Titans.
Okay, there we go.
So eight total.
Mm-hmm. So 8 total. When I last looked, it was a total of 9. Possibility of having games canceled. We have the Vikings as well that could potentially be have been contracted and affected. And they also closed down their facilities, and we're still waiting to hear on what any outcome there. But it's three weeks into the NFL, going into the 4th. So it took, and I think that's kind of what we had talked in one of our previous shows, Ed, was about that mark, that 3 to 4 week mark of when we would start seeing players or organizations start testing positive and facilities probably starting to shut down, and maybe the possibility even of having teams canceled, and then seeing how that's going to pan out by week for whichever teams it would be affected, how it's all going to go ahead and be affected down the line for the games as they continue going forward with the season. Are these going to be probably the 1 or 2 teams that are going to end up being canceled or being affected this week? We still don't know. We still Titans were still practicing as if they were going to go ahead and still continue with playing for this weekend. So there's just still so much that's that's out there. We still don't know, but it has come to the NFL.
From all accounts, it looks like they're still planning, like you said, Joe, on the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tennessee Titans playing on Sunday. Of course, they'll do some more testing, and they're going to do everything virtually, of course, as far as the Tennessee Titans are concerned. But until these tests come back and until they get some definitive answers and some definitive numbers on the tests, and if everything works out and they can play on Sunday, if not, I guess the plan B is to push it to Monday night. But they're planning for right now to play the game on Sunday if everything works out well. So it's going to be a lot that's going to happen over the next couple of days in order to get this game in on Sunday, because you have to account for the Steelers and their travel. What day are they going to fly down to Tennessee? Are they, are they still going to plan if they come in on a Saturday? Are they still going to plan on coming in on a Saturday if the game gets pushed to Monday? So there's so many different factors that go into this. And we like you said, we just don't know, and things will reveal themselves over the upcoming days. Yes,
it's a fluid situation, and we will hear more as the kickoff and the game day approaches and how it all plays out. Maybe possible Monday night game, or not Monday night, but just another game added to Monday's schedule. So we'll see how these organizations and these games are affected.
Yeah, and of course, NFL is going to try to get every game in as possible. But if it can't be played, if things get out of hand and the numbers don't come back right, and they decide that they can't do it, I'm sure they would probably reschedule for another date, and they would probably make this a bye week for the Steelers and the Titans. If it comes down to that, if that is the plan C, they'd just be a bye week for both of these teams if it doesn't work out right.
Yeah, could be, but maybe then play at what there was supposed to be their bye week if it all works out. What happens with scheduling, because that also has something to take into effect, being that they were supposed to play, they're not playing now. If you do call it a bye week, then now what happens? Add it to the end of the schedule, have it extended out a week. This is only the first of this occurring in the NFL, and then of possible more to come as we move on with the season.
And we expected this, didn't we, Joe? We just knew at a certain point one of these teams was going to test positive and things would have to get shut down. And thank goodness, at least from the Vikings standpoint, they didn't have anybody test positive, but they still took their precautions and shut down their facilities as well. So at least on the Vikings side, everything is good from what they say on their side. So we just hope and pray that everything works out with the Tennessee Titans and everything comes back together and everybody gets healed up and they're ready to play football again. Of course, everybody's health is our number one concern.
Yes, always is safety, health. We have talked so much sports today, and we will continue to be following these sports as we go on through the week until next week. Oh my goodness, so much excitement. I cannot contain myself, Ed.
How fun is this? How fun is our job?
Super fun. It is amazing. I love it. This is always the highlight of my day, a highlight of my week when it comes down to sports. It's just, giddy.
Giddy like the Packers.
Yes. Oh, goodness. So, well, this is all the sports we have for you today. As much as we want to continue, and trust me, we want to continue talking sports, but we must, wrap it up and, call it a day until next week. We'll bring you more. So make sure to stay tuned and download from wherever it is you listen to podcasts. Ed, where can our listeners and our viewers find you?
On Instagram at Edward Cole 301 and Twitter at EdCole43.
So easy.
Yep. Why make it difficult?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Life should be easy and fun, right? Easy and fun.
Yes, it should be.
Yes.
Well, make sure you go ahead and follow me, Johanna-Rosalye, on Instagram and Twitter at JROSALYE. That spells J Rosalye. And you can follow Insight Sports on Instagram at Insight Sportsnet, and on Twitter on Insight Sports with an extra S at the end. And make sure to tune in each and every week to our podcast, and we'll bring you more next week. Thank you all.